What is up? Today we're on the Yobi podcast, episode 5 or something. I don't know. Who cares? We have
Sophie Helfend.
Sophie Helfend, who does.
I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Art of Broth. So we package delicious broth into single-serve tea bags.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Single-serve tea bags. What kind of flavors do we got?
They're all plant-based and vegan.
Plant-based, vegan.
Yeah. So we have beef, Thai lemongrass, vegetable, and chicken.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're making some now. I'll do a product review later. So why broth? Like, what's your story? How did you get into this?
Yeah. So my family's been in the soup industry for 4 generations.
From our family to yours, Sophie and Jody.
My dad.
Jody's your dad. All right.
So my family's been supplying soup and sauce to industrial food manufacturers. So everything from like hotels, restaurants, fast food chains for a long time.
This is making more sense to me. How long did you start this?
I took over this company in October of last year, but we didn't launch until April. But basically, my dad wanted to figure out a way to make his soup broths available for the public.
Okay.
And then my mom said, well, you're going into R&D figuring this out. Why don't you put it into tea bags so people can enjoy your broth on the go?
Great idea.
So,
thanks, Mom.
Thank you, Mother.
Why isn't she on here? Why isn't she on here?
I know. That was the only photo that I had.
Where is Mom on here? We gotta put Mom here.
So it comes in single-serve tea bags just like this. He spent 2.5 years in R&D. Basically launched the company at the end of 2018, early 19.
Okay. So his company was 2019.
His company, it's been the family business for a long time. And then the Art of Broth was basically trying to tackle 2 main things. One was, can we make savory flavors out of plants? And then the second was, can we make broth without the soup, without the liquid? Because that's the largest.
Can you dehydrate it?
Can you dehydrate it?
Yeah.
But still maintain the flavor and scale.
And then it worked.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so he figured out a way to package it into single-serve tea bags and launched the company at the end of 2018, early 19.
Yeah.
Went on QVC, Good Morning America.
He was doing this.
He was doing all of this. I was living in New York, working venture capital, and
making money.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the long story short of it is, a year ago, the main business was under acquisition, and they had to figure out what to do with the Art of Broth.
So the family historical business
Sold.
which is doing broth,
Soup, sauces, everything.
supplying it to other manufacturers.
Correct.
Campbell's, whatever. I don't know what your customers are. So basically, I want to make a gumbo. I call you, and you're like, here are your broth options. I buy pallets and pallets of it.
You go to a restaurant and you have a soup, and you don't know that it's our soup.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then your dad's like, hey, like, I got this broth. What about broth in the bag? You're doing venture capital, working how many hours?
A lot.
A lot?
A lot of hours. Yeah.
Okay. And so then you decided to become an entrepreneur, and then how many hours are you working now?
A lot still.
Okay. Not easy.
It's not easy.
Okay.
So the short end of it is...
It's a family business.
It's a family business.
That's awesome. I want to high five
Thank you.
Yeah, that's sick.
So at the last kind of hour, my dad offered the company, The Art of Broth, to me and my brothers. And I said yes.
Where's your non-GMO on here?
We actually are non-GMO, but we're not certified.
You should do that.
I should do that.
Every broker is going to tell you to do that.
I should do that.
She has like 100, like, I can't say it, but a bunch of amazing things.
Yeah.
You should get that. Is it organic?
No.
Okay. Non-GMO.
Non-GMO.
I'm non-GMO too. I got my stupid cigarette smell.
I know. I want to hear about yours. Tell me about you.
Okay. No, but like we only got like 10 minutes.
No, it's okay. We can go a little bit longer.
Are we gonna go longer?
We can go a little bit longer. Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah. We can go.
Okay. So
they essentially separated the companies. I moved back to LA.
They sold it.
They sold the main business.
Your dad made money.
He did fine.
Okay, good.
So that business
His
is gone.
hard work paid off?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hard work pays off sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And then I moved back home to LA from New York. And then I took
You're
over
like,
the
I'm
business.
tired of the skyscraper job, like doing Excel all day.
I wanted to learn how to build a company.
Okay.
I had been investing in companies through this venture fund. And I was like, I don't feel equipped to be giving these founders advice at 23 years old when I haven't built something myself.
Yes.
And so I was like, all right, like I want to build a business. And my whole family has been entrepreneurs. So my mom, my brothers, my cousins, everyone.
Everyone.
So it was really ingrained in my DNA to always work for yourself. So I thought, what an incredible opportunity to build a business. The R&D is already done. The product tastes great. There was already proof of concept demonstrated.
Yeah.
And so I just have to rebrand and build it again.
Yeah.
So quit my job in venture, moved back to LA, and then I took over the business.
Well, I think the tea is ready.
Fabulous.
Let's try some of this.
Yes.
All right.
So it's like half a cup, so it's 8 ounces of water. Yes. Thai lemongrass takes longer to dissolve, I will say.
I mean, so it's like vegan chicken?
Yeah. So
I
culinary
don't know.
yeast
I'm
is our
not
main-
really about the like vegan
Try
stuff
it.
that tastes. Okay, sure.
Okay, I'm gonna give you the beef.
Vegan, okay, beef. You're going extreme. So now she's gonna try some yabbies after this.
Okay.
Where's the tea one?
There's no
Thai?
tea.
Oh, this one.
Oh,
I
smell.
want this one. It smells weird. I don't know. I
Do you
don't.
not like beef flavor? If you don't like beef flavor,
I
then
love
don't.
beef, but I don't. Beef flavor is a weird thing to me.
So culinary yeast is the main base.
Yeah.
So we're cooking that for about 4.5 hours. Smell that one.
Okay.
At a very low temperature. And we're getting
Okay.
a umami flavor. So it's all just plants.
Umami flavor in
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, they're
Or
all
this
plant-based
one?
ingredients. Yeah,
Okay.
all of it.
Here we go. Look at that. Magic right here.
So the key of this is you have to steep it until all the ingredients dissolve.
Does that mean like do this the whole time?
You do this.
Is this steeping up and down?
Yeah, this is steeping.
This is not just, that's not steeping?
I mean, that is steeping, but the ingredients dissolve faster.
This is true steeping. For people that think this is steeping, you're weak. You are not legit. So yeah, so this is, see.
So when I tell people like you have to steep it for 2.5 to 3 minutes, this is what I mean to like keep going like this.
Am I doing it right?
Yeah, you're doing it well.
My steep form is excellent.
So do you see how all the ingredients like will end up dissolving? That the Thai
So-
lemongrass takes longer just because there's
So
more
wait,
ingredients
do you
in it.
mean like after? So basically, when you know you've done it right, there should be nothing in the bag.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then all of the bags are biodegradable.
Biodegradable, recyclable.
Yeah.
Did you put it on the back here?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
You know, I had literally a month to come up with this packaging.
You didn't do this packaging. I can tell, kind of.
I mean, I hired a designer from Upwork to help me with it. And I have
I've
zero
done that
design
too.
experience.
I've done that too.
And so, here, if you want to try the beef, it's ready.
All right. Well,
like you see, it's like
probably way
empty.
too hot. I probably need to get some ice cubes.
It should be fine. I mean, unless it,
I don't want to burn my fucking mouth. Like, okay. All right.
Here,
you want me to
you
try?
want to switch? Here, I'll do
You
this
want to
for you.
steep?
I'll steep
She's
for
got
you.
perfect steep form.
I'll steep for you.
So what kind of soups do you like? Just now that I'm like
So,
growing up,
I
what's
grew
your
up.
soup? What's your soup?
So, like, chicken noodle soup was like our family's thing. And
yeah, there's like nothing left in this bag. I don't know if you can see that.
all the ingredients dissolve.
It all dissolves. All of it. Full refund if not. Just kidding. I'm bullshitting. That's not true.
But yeah, so our family's been making soups forever, and so we grew up trying different soups, testing different soups.
This is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
So like the way that we enjoy it now is like if you're under the weather, have a soup, but if you're hungry in between meals
Yeah.
and you want to curb your hunger cravings, you
Yeah.
just have a broth. So there's 13 calories, 0 fat, and it's all plant-based, clean ingredients.
I mean, it tastes good. It kind of tastes beefy. And, like it tastes like a beef broth, right?
Right.
Like yeah.
But there's no beef in there.
I know that's weird to me.
But it's good though.
But people want that.
Listen, there's a lot of
People want it.
people that are kosher that want
Let me read your ingredients.
beef and other ingredients.
It's like nothing in here.
It's culinary yeast, which is the main.
That's
a
the
little
main. That's
sugar
the
and
main
whatever.
cog.
That is the main cog.
Yeah.
Here, smell. It's not done yet, but smell this one.
One. Oh, that's fire. That's the one I wanted.
This is the one you want.
I mean, I want them all. I want it all.
So yeah, so that's primarily how.
So let's just wait for a little bit. So how has the experience been? So she's like pretty cool on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen her. I like how she goes rogue and she films herself in bizarre situations where she should not be selling broth, but
100%.
she don't care. She's Gen Z, I'm guessing, and so she's like, people like this stuff, and she'll be filming yourself. Are you using your phone? What are you doing?
Yeah.
So she's like, I like to do like kind of like the same thing to a degree. So I'm curious. So what made you start doing it? And yeah, I want to learn about that.
So at the onslaught, like once I started the business,
The onslaught.
in the early days, I had
During the bloodbath.
I had like no capital to
Incendiary.
spend on ads.
Yeah.
And so I had to figure out a creative way of getting people to learn about the product and try the product.
Yeah.
And TikTok, I had never used it before.
Yeah. You're crushing it.
Thank you.
I'm jealous.
What TikTok was something that I was like, all
happy for her.
right, if I can start doing this and go viral, I could get people to learn about the product.
She's got
with $0.
1.5 million. I think she's a couple close to millions.
Yeah.
She doesn't know anything about TikTok apparently.
I didn't before, I do now.
Okay.
And so initially I had started talking about the product, talking about myself, what challenges I faced. I was like, no one cares about this.
Yeah.
And then I started actually
Cringe.
pitching the product. So I
Yeah.
was on a flight from LA to New York, and I started talking to one of the stewardesses.
Yeah.
And I was looking at the snacks that they had, and I was like, how do these companies like get on the plane? And she's like, yeah, well, they go through this and that and whatever. And I was like, can you try my product and tell me what you think? And she goes, yeah. I'm like, let me just record it.
Yeah.
And I started pitching these flight attendants my product. And I think
The lemongrass, I think that's what it's called.
yeah, the lemon
Fire.
Thank
I like
you.
this one. This one's more this is why I wanted it. She's like, it takes too long. I'm like, no, like I want the lemongrass. This is good. This is
you.
good. I
Thank
like
you.
this. It's actually good.
Thank you.
I'm kind of a dick. I will be honest.
That's okay. I would rather you give me your honest
I'm
opinion.
a good customer feedback person because I love people that are like, yo, I don't like this about your product.
Yeah, no, that's
I'm like,
right.
thank you.
Thank you for telling me
maybe
that.
I can actually do something about that.
Yeah.
If I can, I'm like, we're not for everybody.
Right.
You know, like, oh, I'm
100%.
sorry you're allergic to almonds. Like, I'm not going to change everything for you. But
Correct.
this is really good.
So basically, I'd filmed
So you're
this
pitching this girl
on
who's
a flight.
stewardess.
on a flight.
There was a line of stewardess in this video.
Yeah, there was a bunch because they all got excited. They started smelling it.
They're like,
we were
"Who's
all
this
getting
girl
Yeah, I was like
with her
pitching them.
bra?"
So I record it, I edit it on the plane, and then I posted it like the minute I landed.
Yeah.
And it just went viral. And I was like, wait a minute, like people are enjoying listening to how I pitch my product. Let
You're
me
a good
double down on this.
Woman, person,
Thank you.
whatever they say these days.
And Alex Hormozy always says things.
Hustler.
Thank you. He always says, like, when you find things that work, just keep doubling down.
Yeah, do
and so
everything
I was like, all right, like, people are enjoying these, like, kind of eclectic, weird
Yeah.
sales pitches that I'm doing. Like, let me keep going. So, like, car dealerships, gas stations,
She's getting her
doctor's
oil
office.
change. Like she's like, I'm getting an oil change and I had my broth. And she's like, hey, like when someone's trying to get an oil change, here's a satiating Thai lemongrass.
Correct.
And it went viral.
Yeah, it did go viral. And it's, like, generating revenue for me. So
Yeah,
I haven't
'cause
spent $1
you can
in
sell
ads.
online.
Exactly. So I started
Like you have like
leveraging
your
TikTok
shipping
Shop.
cost is $8.
Less
8
than
to
that.
12, depending on how far you're going.
Yeah,
I mean, these
exactly.
things weigh nothing.
Yeah,
And then they're probably shelf stable for at least a year.
2 years.
2 years, like, yeah. Dehydrated, you got nothing going on in here that would be like going bad over time. Tomato powder, duh. But it's like so dehydrated, nothing's going on there.
Yeah, so we actually cook these broths for 4.5 hours at a very low temperature, and then we extract all
What
the
kind of
moisture.
sugar? It's just straight normal sugar?
It's just sugar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many hours?
4.5 hours, we cook the broth on like a large pan. So we put all of the ingredients.
What temperature?
I can't disclose that, but it's a very low temperature.
Sorry, I manufacture myself, so I ask these questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
But very low temperature, and then we dehydrate all the
Okay.
broth.
Okay.
And then we put it through like almost like a vacuum to really take out all the moisture, and then it's all dry, and then we package it in tea bags.
Okay. And then you powderize it probably of some sort.
Less powder, more just like it goes into this like chopping kind of
It's
machine.
chopped up, so
It's all chopped up so that it's in really tiny like fine
And then
particles.
you throw them in these little things. All right, let me open one of these. Can I
Yeah.
have one of these? I
Here, you
guess?
want to take this one?
I just want to see I just want to open it. Okay, you just ripped it out. I just want to see.
Yeah.
What? That's nice. So, I like this bag actually.
Thank you. Took me a very long time to find that bag.
Are you gonna do different sizes? Is this?
So we have a
are you
2
gonna do
count.
10 packs.
We have a 6 count and then a 20 count.
20 count.
So the
okay.
20 counts are food service count. So like corporate offices, hotels, restaurants, stuff like
The
that.
20 count.
And then 2 and 6 are primarily retail.
This is sick. Okay.
Thank you.
And okay. Try a Yobi.
Oh my God, wait, I'm really excited.
Okay, these are.
Which
coconut-
flavor is this one?
That's ube. Try the ube.
What's ube?
What's going on this one? Ube is a purple yam from the Philippines.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, when is the use case? Like, is it a snack?
I don't know, dude.
We don't know. We're finding
You
out.
just try it. Tell me when you would want to use it.
Interesting.
Interesting.
It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good.
What does it taste like? Ube?
I don't know what ube tastes like, but it tastes
Here's
good.
chocolate. Try chocolate.
It's good. It tastes like yogurt almost. It's like
it
in
was
between
yogurt
smoothie and
inspired,
a
yeah.
yogurt.
We're moving to smoothies. We're calling them smoothies in the future because I listen to people.
It's a high protein snack.
Do you
Yeah,
like
it's
chocolate
great.
better or
I like the
ube?
chocolate better.
She wanted. She's like, "Can I have chocolate?" She likes chocolate.
I like the chocolate better. It's really good.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost like an ice cream.
It's like, yeah, so I was doing caffeinated at first. I used to be called Yo Buzz. Everyone was like, this tastes like ice cream. So I'm like, okay. So then I rebranded and kind of focused on the protein, and because I didn't want people to eat that. I want people to eat it on all occasions. People can freeze them 30 minutes, make them ice cream substitutes.
I love the form factor of like it being like a
Pouch.
pouch that you suck on. Like I don't know why, but like it reminds me of my childhood.
You can put on fruit.
Do you know what I mean though? Like when we were kids and it was like that fruity like pouch thing that you'd give to your child.
They always say that, especially when they have a strawberry, they're like, this reminds me of I am blanking right now. They're like, this reminds me of Froyo or whatever that thing is. Danimals. No,
It's really good.
The Go-Gurt. Go-Gurt.
No, it's like that little like you know that child pouch when you were a kid? Like it's a little fruit pouch and your parents would give it
My
to you.
parents, I think I was too
What did your
old to
parents
have-
give you?
They gave me rocks and dirt, and they
Oh,
said,
God.
here, have this. Figure it out. Here's a stick. I'm just like, man, being vegan's great. Oh, they're like, you're hungry? Go catch an animal.
Wow. Where did you grow up?
On a farm
Really?
or a ranch.
Where?
Texas. I'm from Texas.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like a legit farm?
Ranch.
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 Whoa.
Cattle.
Okay. What's
Yeah.
the difference?
Farms, you grow agriculture.
Got it.
Which is generally like plants and wheat or whatever.
Got it.
Ranch is cattle.
What kind of cattle did you have?
Heifers,
What?
Angus.
What?
They're types of cows.
Got it.
Different types.
Got it. What distinguishes a heifer versus an Angus?
I am not a cow expert, but there are different breeds of cows. Just like there's different breeds of dogs, different breeds of cats. I would say humans, but I think I'll be canceled. Yeah. Right, you can't say that.
No, I
Can you
wouldn't
say
say that.
there's different breeds of humans? Like, can you say
There's
that?
different personality breeds of
There are a
humans.
lot of personalities out there,
Right.
and we think those are the best breeds, the most mixtures of personalities. All right, you like the chocolate.
I do like the chocolate a lot.
Ube, you were like,
Ube was not my favorite. Like the beef wasn't
See?
your thing. Ty's your thing. Chocolate's my thing.
see, we both did the same thing. You were like, here, try the ube. You're like, try the beef, and I'm like, beef's all right. And then you're like, the one we both wanted, you like more.
Correct.
That's how it is.
Correct.
So I'm guessing right now, in your business, you're focusing mainly on D2C.
Split between D2C and food service.
Food service, like hospitality. Because your
Corporate
family
offices.
also has corporate offices.
Corporate offices are a big one. Hotel chains are a big one.
Yeah, because they.
So like at the mini bar, at the cafe.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get into airlines, but it's a difficult nut to crack.
She's going big.
I think what distinguishes me, I think from a lot of CPG brands is that early on, my dad gave really good advice, which was you have an option if you want to go for profitability or you want to go for acquisition. Like you have to choose.
What are you going for?
I'm going for profitability. And so
Really?
I'm not focused on retail right now because the margin is so slim.
Retail's hard.
Retail's really hard. And so I was like, all right,
Really
how can I build a
hard.
business?
Really
Yeah,
hard.
exactly. So how can I build a business that generates positive cash flow
Yeah.
and is recurring? And that
subscriptions.
is subscriptions and then food service.
I don't know what's your website. I'm sure she's got a recharge on that motherfucker.
You know, I actually don't. I need someone to help me with my website to rebuild it. So if you know someone, let me know.
If you make websites and are good,
but are good at like startup prices.
Yeah, I can help you a little bit.
Thank you. So yeah, that was a very like pivotal point of the business early on.
When your dad was like, "What do you want to do?"
Well, because you could
Your
build.
son's amazing.
He is amazing.
You're lucky.
He is amazing.
He is. He's my best literally
friend.
on the back.
Yeah.
She's got a good one right here, guys.
Because it's like you could build.
She wants
for
to
doors.
sell. I bet she wants to sell in like 7 years, though. That was a yes. That was a no, but a yes. That was a no, but a
I plead the
yes.
fifth.
I mean, I would love to build Yobi to the point in 20 years it's making me so much profitability, so much cash flow that like I'm like, hey, go away, guys. I don't need your money. VC vultures, get out of here. We don't need your shit. We don't need to sell more to make the next round. We don't care about that, right?
We is too many people. I think it's you.
What?
I will probably raise capital at some point.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying.
But I get what you're saying.
But
I
I'm
do.
saying like
it's
that,
a hard hamster wheel
once you
to come
start,
off of.
you're like this.
It is.
Because it's like you got that round. It's like okay, we got to make all these investors happy. We got to do everything to get revenue up so that we can now get the multiple to then do this because like you're in a
Because the
multiple
challenge
business.
is that in venture, their responsibility is to their LPs, and their LPs have trusted them to allocate capital in a way that gives them a higher return than the public markets. And so that's the reason.
Hopefully. Yeah.
And so there's alternative ways to get cash. Like you can go angels,
Debt
family
financing,
offices, interest.
factoring. You just factoring.
What does that mean?
It's just a way to get like a loan, like debt loan to like.
I think it's
pay
interest,
for,
and you have to pay for the interest.
What?
There's interest on the loan, so you have to pay for the interest.
I mean, but like you still own all the equity. Equity is nice if you have a profitable business.
Correct.
And that's what you're trying to do, right? Profitability, cash flow. It sounds like you're doing great.
And that's why I did TikTok, because it was zero CAC.
So she goes on QVC. Can you talk about that real quick?
Yeah. So my dad was initially on QVC back in 2018.
What does QVC stand for? Sorry, I am a degenerate.
I actually don't know what it stands for, but it's basically an online shopping network for primarily women over the age of 50 who are at home looking for products across kitchen and food and beverage and whatever.
Yeah.
And they just like love these hosts. They feel like they're family and they're like, they buy from them.
I would buy from her.
Have you seen my QVC videos?
I don't have to because I already know it tastes good. I don't have to. I've seen your YouTube.
My YouTube?
I mean, whatever. TikTok.
My TikToks.
I'm old. Like, it's all the same to me.
So we've been negotiating with QVC
you should put a YouTube
months.
up too, by the way.
Should I?
You should just like take your recording at QVC and just post them up.
I actually can't do that because they have all of the ownership.
rights?
Yeah.
Whatever.
But something similar to that.
I'll give you ideas.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. But QVC was a very large beast.
So, by the way, I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I'm terrible at it. She is living in Malibu. And guess what? There was a fire how long ago?
3 days ago.
It stopped 2 days ago. She was like having to evacuate, correct?
Yeah.
She had to evacuate, but she doesn't give up, right?
No.
Who taught you that? Who taught you not to give up?
My parents.
Her parents. And so what happened? So she had to evacuate, but she had to be on internet TV.
Correct.
Yeah. So how did you pull it off?
The Franklin fire started on Monday night, and all the power went out in Malibu. And Tuesday was my day to film on national television for QVC.
The next day.
I had set up my entire house, the kitchen, the lights, everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like we're not gonna have power. Like I can't do the show from here. And so all the roads are closed. If you know Malibu, you know PCH and Canaan are the
helicopter out of there.
PCH and Canaan are the two primary ways you get out of Malibu.
Yeah.
And if you can't go those ways, you have to go through Oxnard.
Yeah.
So you have to go up north.
You went up to Oxnard?
I went to like
Point Magoo?
What is it called?
Through Point Magoo?
Do you know where Cal State Channel Islands is? Like Camarillo vibes.
Yeah.
I had to go all the way up there
to
and
the
then go
farms.
all the way
Farms.
back. The farms.
which are growing strawberries and things.
Agriculture.
That's farms.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I called my best friend. I was like, yo, can I please come film at your house? Like, I'm begging you. She's like, Sophie, of course. Like,
Is this the new roommate?
different girl.
Okay,
Very
just
different
checking.
girl. She's an angel. And so I went to her house and I set up and I had literally an hour. I got to her house and I was on air in an hour. And it was so stressful because you have to set up, you have to look presentable, you also have to be calm when you speak so that people are really engaged in what you're saying. And I was so nervous because like my parents had fled out and we basically had packed our entire house because we didn't know if it was going to be still standing after the QVC airing. So,
she's literally selling. Her house could be burning down.
Correct.
Her family could be in trouble. And how'd it go?
correct.
So do you get results like right afterwards? I don't know. Like,
That's the thing with QVC is
are they calling in? Are they like? Is it like
You know
call
exactly-
8555 Art of Broth?
You see the numbers as you're going on air.
Yeah.
So like as you say things, you see
That sounds
how
fun.
it's scary.
Is it fun?
It's fun, but like, so they'll say to you like, say that again, say that it's low calorie again, say that it's.
Who will say that? Like the producers?
The producers will tell you.
Do you have like an earpiece?
Yeah.
You have like an earpiece, and
Yeah.
do like people call you in? Do you have like people call in? They're like, I'm Auntie May. Like, tell me about what the ingredients are. Like, do you talk to people?
You don't talk to people on QVC, but after the fact, they'll call you. So
Okay.
I've had a numerous amount of women that call me, and they're like, "Oh my God, how do I make it?"
You're amazing. Like, I have a 52-year-old son who's not dated in 50 years. You should meet him.
Exactly.
All right, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, you were kind of born for it.
Thank you. That's so nice.
I mean, I
Thank
just,
you.
I see it. I see it. Like, it's there. Like, if you watch any of her videos, which you should, like, what's your socials?
The Art of Broth.
The Art of Broth.
The Art of Broth.
The Art of Broth. Go to the Art of Broth at the Art of Broth.
Correct.
And like check her out. She's freaking fantastic. And
Thank you.
how much time we got? What's
What
going
time
on?
is it?
I guess I gotta watch.
Oh, like
Where you
15.
15 more minutes?
Yeah.
All right, let's just keep going. Let's see if we get anything else. Okay, what has been the hardest part so far?
Of building a company.
Yeah, what like you go into it, you're like, oh, I can do this. Like, it's so fucking cool, so fucking easy.
It's not that.
Look at me, like I'm an entrepreneur. So what happens? What did you learn? What does it feel like to be an entrepreneur in the food CPG space?
I think any entrepreneur can relate to this, that every day feels like day zero. Like you have to put 115% effort every single day and move a boulder up a mountain that,
Sisyphus.
yeah. Like,
You know that?
what is that? Is that a Greek god?
Yeah. He's the guy that keeps putting the boulder
Yeah.
up every single day.
And the thing is, like, no one's rewarding you at the early stages for not seeing results.
I don't know if he's a god. I think he was like punished by the gods.
Maybe.
But he is god-like.
Godlike.
He's a mythological
Yeah.
archetype.
So I would say, like, you have to be so self-motivated.
This is good.
I'm
Sorry, it tastes like ramen. It's like it hits your
It's a
heart.
healthier ramen.
It hits your heart like ramen when you're like, when I was like an adolescent trying to bulk up for middle school football, eating ramen all the time, just like, like it makes me just want to be like.
I know, it's
yeah.
cozy, right?
It's cozy.
It's cozy, it's warm, it's comforting.
Cozy broth.
Yeah. So
And there's like no calories.
it's literally 13 to 14.
Yeah, and it does feel satiating.
Don't you feel less hungry now?
I mean, I'm not really hungry usually, but
Oh.
but I feel less hungry for sure. For sure. It does
We have a
feel
lot of customers that say
satiating.
that. So they actually use it to lose weight. So like, because
Yeah.
most of the time they're snacking on chips or cookies or chocolate, and they're replacing that kind of indulgence with broth,
Yeah.
which is still delicious, but has 0 fat grams and only 14 calories.
I mean this tea one or the lemon tea
Broth.
lemongrass, savory Thai lemongrass broth. Broth.
Everyone's like, oh, it's beef tea. No, it's just broth in a tea bag.
Packaged in a tea bag.
Correct.
Well, yeah, it's broth.
It's broth.
It's broth.
It's broth.
You should literally probably change your name. It's broth.
I should literally
not
just
tea.
say it's broth.
It's broth, not tea. Like,
I tried to make the packaging as clear as possible.
yeah. No, but the problem is, it's like,
It's a new form factor, so people don't get it.
it's like my form factor. People
Yeah.
think it's kids shit.
Right,
But
that's
most
what I was
people
saying,
don't
it
care.
reminds
Like,
me.
you don't care.
No, I don't care.
No one cares.
I actually enjoy it a lot.
People actually like it. Like,
Yeah.
I listen to some investors like, that packaging's weird, but I've been doing it. I mean, I've done so many, I met tens of thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I had the data to back that up, and there's probably been like 2 people out of like 10,000 that were like, I think this is not cool. And there's like
That's the thing. There's always going to be people that hate your brand, hate your
Yeah.
product, and you can't listen to it. You have to keep going. That's the thing about being an entrepreneur. Is like everyone's going to tell you, this sucks, it's not good enough, blah, blah, blah. Like you have to just keep going. You have to keep going, really.
Yeah. Well, I tell people before they want to try, I'm like, look, you don't have to like it. Like, I would love for you to spit it out.
What?
Yeah.
You tell people that?
Yeah, it works really well.
Wait, why? Are you like doing reverse psychology on them? Like what effect
I
do
don't
you
know.
want?
I just say I've said a lot of things in my life, and things work and things don't. And
What is the response to that?
I mean, it's like, I think if you want to go from a psychological perspective,
Right.
I think the impetus is they are hesitant that they're not going to like it,
Mm-hmm.
and then they might disappoint me, right?
Okay.
And so if I say, look, if you spit it out, like, I would love for you to spit it out. Like, it's amusing to me. Like, they're like,
It's a good way of looking at it.
Like, they're like, there's zero pressure for them to like it.
Right.
So then they try it.
Yeah.
And then they like it. And then they buy it. And then I buy 2 because I asked, like, because I do my thing. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but for me, it's like, my thing is weird. It's like, I mean, they're called yogurts. They're not yogurts. They'll probably be smoothies. This thing doesn't really exist. Like, you have broth. People have tried broth. Do people drink broth? Like, is that like a thing in the reality?
Normally,
In our reality?
I mean,
You don't like
sipping-
this?
No, I
Should
like
I
this
eat
flavor
it?
better.
Can I eat it?
Sure.
You don't want it.
I don't have cookies.
I'll give you whatever.
Sipping broth in a tea bag hasn't been done.
I'm pretty satisfied with this flavor right now. Sorry. I manufacture my shit.
Yeah?
Yeah. I
great.
make this. So every week I can make it better.
Yes.
Anyways, this is my R&D for shelf stability. I got some like egg incubator over there. But yeah, I'm trying to go like you, shelf stable. I
Yeah.
want to be on TV being like, yo, you gotta buy this. I'll show you my abs. If you buy 10 of them right now, let's go. TikTok shop.
You need to be like going up to people in Venice and saying these things. Like, try this.
I actually really want to like pick your brain because I feel like you and I, if we like talk about how to like crush it social media wise,
Yeah.
like I'm willing to do stupid shit. Like,
Okay.
yeah. And like,
Like what?
I mean, like, just go to my Instagram account, just see me being a fool everywhere. But like, anyways, but like, we can learn from each other.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
try something, you tell me to try it, I'll try it. What's up? Like,
Listen, people, like, I have founders hitting me up all the time. They're like, yo, like, can I take this method? I was like, absolutely.
I would
like, if it
never.
works,
I just take. I
That's
wouldn't
fine.
ask.
But like, I think if you see
This is good,
something
though.
working from other founders, go try it and see if it works for you.
Yeah.
100%. So like, go start pitching people randomly at a Petco or
Yeah,
something.
I'm gonna go to the butcher and just go, hey, you want to try my vegan protein shake? That's kind of like, that's the viral stuff. They'd be like, that's cringe.
Listen, it's everything
It's
on
cringe.
TikTok is either entertaining or teaching, and you just have
Or
to
cringe.
or cringe.
Cringe is the thing, right?
I personally don't want to be cringe. I'd rather people walk away from my videos and be like, wow, she's a hustler. Like, she's really working hard.
You work hard. You
Yeah.
have that it factor.
Thank you.
That can't be taught.
That's so nice.
Maybe you worked hard to develop it, but like, I was like really shy growing up, but like I had to work hard to be extroverted. Now I'm like too extroverted.
You're not too extroverted.
I don't know.
You're perfect
you
just the
don't
way you
even
are.
know. You don't know me. You
Perfect
just try to
the way
yo
you
me.
are. No, I think what works on TikTok is just being like unapologetically yourself. And I think
Yeah.
when people meet me in person, they're like, yeah, no, I already know your personality because like this is how I am in real life.
Aww.
And so I love that.
Authenticity.
Yeah. Like I love it because if people don't know me, they can watch my TikToks and be like, oh, I know her. Like I get her vibe. I see how hard she's working. I see she's grinding because that's just like who I am. So I don't have to meet you for you to know that because there's this like public library of things that you can see to give you who I am.
It's kind of weird.
But it's great because you can craft it.
Right.
Like when investors, for example, like reach out to me, I'm like, go look at my TikTok. And like that's a place where like.
Are you trying to raise money right now?
I will be raising capital, yes.
Nice.
Yes.
What are you planning to do with the capital?
We can talk about that off the pod.
Okay. Off the pod.
Off the pod. Those were, but yeah, so I think being your authentic self.
Be your most authentic self. Why does that work for investors, for growing social media accounts? I'm really curious. Can you elaborate for like a couple
Because
minutes?
people can read through, like, being
Bullshit.
manufactured. Yeah, like I wasn't gonna curse, but people can read through it. They can see it, and you never want to be like forcing someone to try your stuff. Like if you can teach them about it in an authentic way, then they're almost like rooting for you. And I feel like my strategy is like I want people rooting for me, Sophie, because then they're gonna be like, I love Sophie and I love how hard she's working. Let me try her product.
I mean, her product's good.
Thank you.
Her product, and I like to hate on products.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you like it now.
Because I developed my product. I spent so much time and effort to like make it perfect and like or just improve it. Like, and like you are great. You're great.
Thank you.
You're gonna help Kat, I believe. You and your authenticity.
Thank you.
Your integrity, your perseverance, your will to win are going to be able to take this product, which is delicious, satiating, cozy.
Cozy.
Super cozy.
Super cozy.
Brings you back to a place when you're in your childhood. A warm, embodied experience when you're in childhood. A good one.
Good.
And
I'm so happy I brought you there.
But you are going to be able to take it to a point where this product is going to have its own life.
Thank you.
And then you're going to like do something more nice.
Thank you.
Sell something else.
That's so nice. Thank you so much.
It's not nice. It's the truth.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I hope it's the truth.
I believe it too.
I feel like that was they were both good. I'm just not a beef flavored person.
You're not a beef guy.
I like steak. Even though I own a vegan company. Sorry, my vegan fans. We're vegan curious over here. All right, so I guess like let's just do like one or two more things. So like so you'll be awesome. I mean, you're awesome. I don't even need to ask this, but like, I guess what would your message be to someone that has an idea and they're scared, they don't know how to do it? Like, what would you tell someone that's an inspiring entrepreneur catered towards the food industry, which is kind of what we're doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you have an idea, getting to a first MVP, a minimum viable product, and having everyone in your life test it first and give you their most authentic feedback, I think is step one. Because in your head, you could be creating a product that you may really like, but if other people don't like it, it's difficult to create a business model off of that. And so what I say to people that want to come out with products is get to that first iteration. Even if it sucks, just give it to people and as many as you can. Like, for example, when I was thinking about taking over the company and launching it, I had my dad send me hundreds of samples. And I gave it to every investor in the office. I gave it to every founder. I gave it to my best friends. I gave it to their hinge dates. Like, everyone that I could get to try the product. I was like, tell me why you like it. Tell me why you don't like it. Why would you be drinking this? And would you buy it again? And all of that, like the more data you collect, the more powerful you are. And if you can collect data on your consumer, on why they're buying, on why they're going to rebuy, like you're just arming yourself with more information to succeed. And like I think the only reason why people kind of like are stuck in limbo is because you don't have enough information to skew you one way or another. Just start collecting data on like, do people actually want this? Is there a need for it in the market? And then with all that information, you can decide, do I want to risk X to make this jump based on this information? And you have to decide, like, because building a company is so much sacrifice. And I think not enough people talk about how not only demanding, but like how much you have to give up to build a business, like a profitable business. Like the money that you are using to get sushi with your friends is going to be taken to put into Facebook ads. And like,
no more sushi!
No more sushi!
No more sushi!
Like, do you understand what I'm saying? It's like
it's
these
okay,
trade-offs.
You can buy the lemongrass tea broth.
Not tea.
Broth.
It's broth.
Tastes like sushi.
What I say is like, there's a lot of trade-offs to building a business. Like it's lonely at times. Like
a miso flavor. Think about it.
A miso flavor would be fire. And so just arming yourself with data to be like, all right, like I have enough validation that people actually would buy this and care about it, that I'm going to take that risk.
Yeah, you're very quantitatively driven, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because numbers don't lie. People lie. Numbers don't lie. And so if you have enough data.
If the numbers are based upon non-biased people.
Correct. But like if you give them an anonymous thing, like.
Yeah.
And that's what I did.
But start with your friends and family, but then eventually like talk. Like that's why I went to the Boardwalk of Venice. Was just like talking to random people. Yo, what the hell? You want to try some caffeinated dairy yogurt? And they're like, sure.
Right.
And then I'm like, you want to buy it? And they're like, no.
I also think
somebody say yes.
One of the biggest things that I use and that's helped me tremendously is leverage and like utilize other founders who have done it for you to lower your ignorance tax faster. Like
your
for example,
ignorance tax.
Your ignorance tax. I didn't make this up. It's an Alex Hormozy thing.
She likes Alex Hormozy.
I love Alex Hormozy. If Alex Hormozy ever watches this, I love you, and I listen to every podcast
Give
you've
her
ever
a call.
made.
Buy some broth, not tea.
But the idea of ignorance tax is like there's so much you don't know when going into a business, going into a new field.
Yeah.
And by learning from other people who have done it before you and have succeeded, you're given keys to the castle that you would have had to spend money and time figuring out yourself versus you ask other people about their experience and you just lower that tax down much quicker.
You're very impressive. Sorry.
Thank you. But for example, like I reach out to other founders all the time and I'm like, how did you navigate this channel? Like, am I supposed to talk like I had a conversation today with a great chip brand and I was like, all right, I have this challenge with my food service customer. Like, do I leverage the distributor to get another relationship or do I leverage the GPO? And they're like, no, this is how you need to handle these types of relationships because this is how they communicate. This is how this person makes money. So they give you keys that you would have had to spend and probably fail upon for years on end versus you ask these people how they did it and then you give yourself just more leverage to succeed.
Did you call it the ignorance tax?
I didn't make it up. It was Alex Hormozy.
But it's called the ignorance tax. Yeah.
And like I do that all day long with different founders. I'm like, and however I can help them, like I do the same thing. But it's like use other people to help you grow faster. And that's what I do.
She crushes it. Quantitatively, I can't ever say it. Quantitatively driven, psychologically driven, because she's asking these people what psychologically is motivating them. So then she can then have all these different variables to maybe pull a lever here, pull one here, and then you can have a more likely outcome, what is best for the Art of Broth.
Exactly.
Well, this has been fantastic. You got to go. You got important people to meet. And we wish this was a longer episode.
I'm sorry.
I'm very impressed by this young lady right here. She speaks like a true pro. Like the ignorance tax, I'll just speak about that. Like that's all there is. Like I'm totally ignorant going into this business. The food industry is a really hard industry.
So hard.
It's like the worst. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to bring this channel together for people to understand how hard it is and so that we can actually lower the ignorance tax by listening to amazing people like this. And talk to people in the industry, find anyone that can help you that's been a little, like even if they're like 6 months ahead of you, they can provide value.
Yep.
And for me, my ignorance tax, the way I see it is like, hey, I'll reach out to people on LinkedIn and be like, hey, I'm new to this. I want to make fewer mistakes.
Yep.
I've hit my head so many dang times. Like, could I have 15 minutes of your time? Like, would you like me to buy you a coffee? Most people are pretty receptive when you are humble enough to say that you're going to make mistakes and that they're probably going to, like, you're also saying, hey, I know you've made mistakes, so, like, why don't you tell me your mistakes so I can make fewer, right? But
Basically.
yeah, but super excited to see your path. She's going to be a rocket, I can tell.
Thank you.
It's not going to feel that way, but you got a great product. You got a great personality.
Thank you.
The will to win, and yeah, this person right here. Do a sign off. I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. What's the last message? You can say buy my broth at whatever. What's your website?
My website is theartofbroth.com. I would say for all the entrepreneurs out there, the people that want to become entrepreneurs, like, reach out to us. Like, we're happy to communicate. We're happy to talk through the challenges that we face, how difficult it is building a company. Like, whenever people reach out to me, I am radically transparent with, like, everything. Like, I tell them exactly what has happened, success, failure. So, like, I'm here to be a resource for anyone, emotionally, business-wise, anything. So feel free to reach out.
Reach out. You can reach out to me too. DM us, whatever. TikTok. Follow on our TikTok.
Follow me on
Have a
TikTok.
great one. Be awesome. Crush it. Buy some broth. Let's go. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That was fun.